Hello friends and welcome. I'm Sarah Liz and I am back with another emergency card kit. If you're new to the channel, an emergency card is one where we make the cards ahead of time, but we leave the sentiments off. That way, when an occasion arises, we can choose the card that best fits the recipient and the sentiment that best fits the occasion. To help you with this, I release a free printable kit on the first and third Friday of every month, and then stepped up kit videos on the Fridays in between. Let's take a look at the kit. This one is a little bit different and it's huge. This is almost 20 pages. I wanted to give you lots and lots of options and to try some new things. So these are birthday sub-sentiments. This kit coordinates really, really well with kit number 22. Kit 22 was all birthday and kids' birthday, and we had tons of options. I will say I went back into that kit and I updated some of the font choices on this very first page. But this was another huge kit with tons of like happy birthday and versions of happy birthday in the sentiments. So I will link to that kit below and at the end of this one. But the idea here is that these can all be used as companion pieces. So we have 3 different fonts on this first page: to my amazing husband, to a kick-ass friend, to my brilliant wife, to a wonderful son, to a wonderful son-in-law, to a fantastic daughter, to a fantastic daughter-in-law, to the coolest aunt, to a wonderful aunt, to the coolest uncle, to a wonderful uncle, to an amazing grandma, to an amazing nana, Mima, grandpa, Pop Pop, Baba, Paw, to the world's okayest brother, to the world's best brother, to the world's okayest sister, to the world's best sister. Okay, so all of those happen in all 3 fonts here. I do have a new scripty font I'm playing with. Let me know what you think. I'm worried it might be a touch too small, but I'm going to give you a bigger option in this one as well. So we have black print on white for all of these. Then you can get the same sentiments in the same sizes, but it's a white print on black, or rather my printer did all of that black background. I've done this a few times. People seem to really like it. I print mine with a toner printer, so you can foil these with a Mink or a laminator if you have that kind of toner foil. If your printer doesn't do a great job with this much black ink or this much coverage, you can take it to someplace like UPS or FedEx and they can print it for you. I'm using 80-pound hammer mill cardstock. Then we have those same sentiments, but bigger. Typically, my strip sentiments are 1/4 inch. Well, these are 3/8 of an inch. So if you made a mat to put behind these, I would do like a 1/2 inch, and it's going to take a couple pages. So you get all of them. I did my best to keep all of them. And we have black print on white, and then the rest of those, and then we have white print on black. I keep finding little places where I need to fix things. I promise I will do that in the printable that you will be downloading. It's about 3 pages to get through what we did in 2 pages before, but I thought it was worth it. These I think are going to be really, really useful. I think they help to personalize a card really well. Next, we have a bunch of birthday sub-sentiments that can also work as card insides. Wishing you an amazing day, love and hugs with sprinkles on top. You're the best. I hope you know how much we love you. I hope you know how much I love you. And I have to say, my in-laws say this to me all the time. It's one of my very favorite sentiments, and I'm so grateful for them because I always know that I'm important to them. I love you so much. You make me so happy. You still look 25 from a distance. I made you this paper. I even folded it in half. In banana years, you're bred. I'm glad you were born. No one cares. I love you anyway. From the best decision you ever made to my favorite human. You're old. Boom. Roasted. To one of my favorite parents, another year older and none the wiser. Wishing you an email-free day. Here's a cardigan. So as always, we have those in 4 fonts, okay? And we have them in black on white and white on black. So there's the first 2 pages, and here are the second 2 pages with the other fonts. Again, I'm trying the new scripty font, but let me know what you think. It looks great on the computer. I just wonder if maybe it's too small for us. Then we have all of those same sentiments, but bigger and in all of our fonts. Friends, this is why this kit is so big, but I love it. Like I I will use so many of these. I think there's a good mix of sweet and sassy, and I would love for you to take your time and go through here and let me know which of these are your favorites, because I have a few that I have turned into insides. I've been getting lots of requests for greetings for the insides of cards, and certainly you can put a strip sentiment on the inside of your card, but these are designed to be cut out into 4 by 5¼ inch panels. So there's instructions on the side to help you with that. Wishing you an amazing day. I hope you know how much I love you. Wishing you an email-free day. Another year older, none the wiser. I only did 1 page of these. I'm looking to add 2, maybe 3 more pages for insides, but not all of them make great insides. So let me know in the comments below which of the sentiments from our strip sentiments you would like to see formatted like this. And for our next video, I will try to add those to the kit. Then on our last page, as always, we have a card sketch. If you are a fan of free printables with lots of inspiration, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to be notified every time there's a new free kit. And if you're missing the circle and rectangle sentiments in this one, be sure to check out yesterday's beach and summer fun themed kit that has all of our regular sizes. For today's card, I'm digging deep into my stash, and I'm starting with this purple layer that's just 4¼ by 5½, and I'm putting that on my A2 card base. Mine is top folding, but the fold really doesn't matter on this one. And then this is really old pattern paper I've been hoarding probably from Stampin' Up. That is 4 by 5¼ You'll find all the measurements on that printable, and if you print it to 100%, it will be exactly the same size on your printable as your A2 card. For our triangles in the corner, I took 2 squares, one at 1¾ inch and one at 1½, and I cut them on the diagonal. For the one that's going to be on top, I grabbed that and this light gray strip. It's 1 inch long, and I ran them through the Flower Frenzy 3D embossing folder from Spellbinders just to add a little bit of texture. It's a really simple card. It comes together super quickly, and this just added a little extra something. For the strips at the bottom, I embossed a panel that was 1 inch by 4¼ inches, but that Flower Frenzy embossing folder has such a deep, rich emboss that it shrunk a little bit. Not a lot. Most people wouldn't notice. In fact, I considered editing this out because you really can't tell in the film, but it was probably a 1/16 of an inch too short. So I cut a longer one, embossed it, pulled the old one off while the glue was still fairly wet, and then I'll just trim off the ends. If you've got a 3D embossing folder, something to keep in mind. This is how I keep all my favorite birthday dies. The first one is from Avery L, and it just didn't fit the theme of this one, even though I thought that's what I was going to use. So this is a Creative Expressions die that is still available, but nobody seems to have more than 1 or 2. So it's not linked, but if you just Google Creative Expressions Happy Birthday, that will work. I also have that Celebrate and Yay, the Fancy Celebrate and Fancy Yay from Altenew. These are favorites. I love a big word die. It takes up a ton of space on the card. It sort of is the card. If you're like, Sarah Liz, I don't have birthday dies. Cool. We'll get to that in card 2. You do not need birthday dies to do this. It's just that many of those sub-sentiments work beautifully for this, and I got a lot of birthday dies. So I'm creating a drop shadow. I'm adding glue all over my word die cut, and then I have a darker one that I'm layering ever so slightly down and to the right. I flipped over my card base so there would be a little more visual contrast as I'm putting everything together, and then I can add these to my card. I like this die because there are lots of really thick places. I don't have to worry much about thin places where there might be glue that oozes out. When I do have those, I just tap the die onto the back of my hand or a piece of scratch paper to remove some of that excess glue before I add it to my project. This happy birthday barely fits. The birthday is a solid 4 inches, right? Maybe slightly more with the drop shadow, but that's okay. I like that that corner piece nestles right up against it. Then I'm going to use a strip sentiment. I start by cutting it in half, so I'm dealing with just 1 set of sentiments, and then I make sure those tick marks are touching on both sides. I'm going to put that on the blade of my trimmer, and I am connecting the tick marks on the top and bottom, and I'm doing it visually. Then I will rotate and flip just to make sure that that bottom right angle is exactly 90 degrees. Once I do that, I can move very quickly through these looking at only one set of tick marks, either the top or the bottom. So we're going to use this one. My parents both have birthdays coming up, and this says to one of my favorite parents, which just slays me. So I am adding glue onto the back of that, and then I'm adding it onto a 3/8 inch strip of cardstock, and I will trim off the remaining edge to match that margin. I'm going to go ahead and add my strip towards the bottom. You can eyeball this. It's about 3/4 of an inch up on the sketch, but do what works for your die cuts or your focal image or whatever it is you're going to do. And there's lots of places to put this sub-sentiment. You can easily put these inside, and if you do just that little matte layer, they look great. I'm going to add mine onto the front for now, and I'm using some removable adhesive, and that will finish up card number 1. Happy birthday to one of my favorite parents. Card number 2 is going to go together really similar to the first one. And so I'm going to talk through some of this, but I want to tell you about a couple more things. When I was doing the voiceover for the Printable, I kept thinking that scripty font looked a little small. Well, I had done a bunch of printing the other day, and I was messing around with my settings, playing with 2 per page or 3 per page. You guys have seen these with the smaller sentiments. And I had my settings off. So actually, the one that you saw early in the video is ever so slightly smaller than what it actually should be. So if you have an option on your printing that says print to actual size, that's what you want, actual size, not fit to page, because I had it set to fit to page and everything was just a little small. Here I am again with my corners and my strips. I put my corner piece in the other corner for this one because I love that big bloom and I didn't want to cover it up. And then here, I will nestle this just kind of below it. Honestly, I love the card kind of like that, but I couldn't quit thinking about this fancy yay. You can only get it, I think, from Altenew. I will look and link it everywhere it's available. It's an older die, but it's so pretty, and it would work with so many of these birthday sub-sentiments as well. So this is that kit 22 that I was like, hey, these coordinate beautifully. And there's a bunch of just happy birthday, like a whole page of happy birthday in a bunch of different fonts. So I'm going to add that into my circle spot. And then these are those inside sentiments. I'm going to cut off a 1/2 inch from the right hand side. And it says right on there, prints on there, cut me off. Then I cut off a 1/2 inch from the bottom. And then these are just 4 by 5 1/4. So cut it down the middle and then cut it through the middle the other direction, my 5 1/4. And I get this beautiful piece that will layer perfectly on the inside of my card. I'll be looking through the comments right away. So if there are definite sentiments you want to see turned into these inside sentiments, let me know. Probably by Sunday, I will put together any of those remaining pages, and then I will just add them to the link for the kit, the same link that's there right now. Once you open this up, there's my wishing you an amazing day, and that finishes up card number 2. All right, my friends, those are our 2 card projects for today. I would love to know which of these 2 cards is your favorite. If you are interested in this enormous free printable kit and card sketch, all I ask is that you subscribe to my channel. So go ahead and hit that button and then ring the bell to be notified every time there's a new free kit. So far in June, we have done beach and summer fun, and then this is our birthday sub-sentiment kit. We have sympathy coming up in the middle of the month. And then for July, we'll do wedding and anniversary, Christmas in July, maybe a favorites kit. I'm not sure what the Spellbinders clubs are, but I'll do a kit for those again. If you have any requests or ideas for those, please put them in the comments below. I always appreciate your input. Thank you so much for spending your time with me, and I will see you next time.